setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. This is Michael Lodge. I am glad that you are here. My gosh, it is a nice, beautiful morning. Sunshine is out, no clouds, beautiful beaches. Southern Florida, what do you expect? Listen, this morning we're going to talk about something which I've been talking about for a lot of times in my podcast. From the day one that this coronavirus started until now, I have been talking about this, and hopefully you have been doing it or thinking about it. Because now that businesses are going to be up and running pretty soon, we need to have a cleaning and disinfecting program for our offices. I'll be right back, and we're going to talk more about that. Listen, Lodge & Company is the sponsor of this program, and what we do is we do certified mediation for businesses. If you have a conflict or a disruption or a dispute, text me at 818-252-5682.
World of Business and Taxes on WBT.
So here's the deal. We are running our businesses now in a different environment, right? Now we have to worry about viruses and respect to other people and the ability to provide a safe and healthy work environment for our employees, our clients, everybody that's coming into our restaurants, our accounting firms, or wherever they may be. And I am really happy because I saw yesterday that the CDC came out with the guidance for cleaning and disinfecting public spaces, workplaces, businesses, schools, and homes. So we all really need to have this plan in place. But for us businesses, we need to develop our own internal plans. So when you're looking at the cleaning and disinfecting the public spaces, including your workspace, where you work, your school, your home, and also the total environment of your business, will require you to do several different things. And one of them is to develop your own plan, because you all have different ways of cleaning your office. You have different janitorial companies that are contracted with your firms. You need to know exactly how they're going to handle it or how they're going to address it. What are they going to do to clean your workspaces at night and disinfect it every night? That is one of the things that you're going to do. So you need to have that. You need to develop your plan. It needs to be in writing, and all of your employees need to read it and sign it, because everybody has to be on the same boat, right? Not off onto their own little dinghy. And then what your implementation plan is going to be, and then also how to maintain and revise your plan, because this is going to take some revisions, because things change, viruses change, some become strong, some become weak. But hopefully if we put this into action, we can pretty much knock out any kind of virus that's coming into your office, right? So there's some things, a few items and I'm going to post a CDC link to this podcast, okay? So you'll be able to see it in this podcast. Just copy it and paste it into your web browser, and you should be okay. But there are certain things that we all need to work about, because when we're in an office, we have a whole bunch of surfaces and environments and computers and screens and touch screens and everything else that we need to be constantly looking at, okay? So one of the issues that we need to look at is, just one moment, because I made my screen a little bit too large and now I can't read it. That's what happens when you have touch screens and you try to expand it, and sometimes you go just a little bit too far, right? So the coronaviruses on surface and objects will naturally die within hours or to days, or even within days. Okay, so warmer temperatures and exposure to sunlight will reduce the time the virus survives on surfaces and objects. This is coming from the CDC. Normal routine cleaning with soap and water removes germs and dirt from surfaces. It lowers risk of spreading COVID-19 infection. Disinfectants kill germs and surfaces on the surfaces themselves, so everybody should be cleaning off their work surfaces a couple times a day or 3 times a day. By killing these germs on surfaces after cleaning, you can further lower the risk of spreading the infections. So, it's really what the message is from the CDC: continue to clean. Cleaning your hands, washing your desktops, washing everything around you, making sure the door handles are clean. Somebody should be monitoring that every day. How many times you're going around and clean off the surfaces. We need to focus on the surfaces that we're working on. Okay? So store and use disinfectants in a responsible and appropriate manner according to the label. And I also want to stress this. If you have chemicals laying around, by law, you're supposed to have the MSDs on that, okay? So what you need to do is get a copy of those MSDs, and usually they're on the product themselves where you can write off to or download it from their website. But you need to know what those are, because one of the issues that we've been having in people's homes and families is that there's a higher level of chemical poisoning. And the reason why is because people are mixing, people are using it on their hands when they should be using it on their hands. We have all of these different issues, so you need to know the MSDs is a material safety sheet that they send out. Is it MSDs or MSDS? Something like that. That you need to be able to pull up and read and know exactly what to do. We've had this high amount of poisoning, and so we need to get away from that. So store it safely, know what the chemical reactions are if it should get to your hands, but use it to clean all the surfaces and everything that you can get your cleaning people to do. Do not overuse or stockpile disinfectants or other supplies. This can result in shortages or shortages of appropriate products that you need to be using in your office, okay? Always wear gloves that are appropriate for the chemicals being used, okay? So if you're cleaning, make sure that's not getting to your hands because it could poison you. And that's what's happened in a lot of our homes. We have an increase in that, as I've mentioned before. Practice social distancing, wear facial coverings, and follow proper prevention hygiene, such as washing your hands frequently and using alcohol-based, at least 60% alcohol in your sanitizer, in your hand sanitizer, when soap and water are not available. So the CDC also talks about developing your plan and what should be within your plan that you're going to write. And make sure that you're following CDC protocol. And also check CDC protocol from time to time because it changes depending upon what's happening in the environment and what's happening in this infectious world that we live in. But I've been telling you this for quite some time. In order to get your business up and running very quickly, you need to develop a plan. I want you to click on that link, or not click on it, but copy paste that link that I have associated with this podcast, and go to it and study it and know it. It's very simple. If we all work together, we can get our businesses up and running. We have protocols set by the CDC. We're not dummies. We're not children, so we don't need to be babysitting this. If you do, you probably shouldn't be running a business. But listen, this is not an emergency situation. This is a well-planned-out thing. Remember, if a business doesn't have a plan, it's not going to go too far, and it's not going to be able to correct anything that they need to correct. So get on the CDC site. It's in PDF form that you can download and print. send it to your HR department and have the HR department begin putting into place policies and procedures and how you're going to handle the cleanliness and the disinfection of your offices in businesses. Listen, once we all know what to do, and once we review that from time to time, maybe you guys are having safety meetings, which you should be having, by the way. You should be having safety meetings at least once a month or once a quarter, something like that. If you're having your safety meetings, this is part of that new safety meeting rules, okay? You need to go over CDC protocol on how to keep your offices clean and disinfected. It's a brand new world out there, right? We don't like to have to think about this, and we're thinking, this is a bunch of nonsense. But if we all work together, and if something like this happens again, we're prepared to take it on. We don't need to have businesses shut down. In fact, in this whole COVID-19 thing, we should never have shut down these offices. We should have issued a CDC protocol, adopted them in our office, and gone from there. If we're all practicing and we're all following the same standards of operation, we will kill out this virus, or at least minimize it as much as possible. Viruses have a life. Viruses live on and on and on, and people say, "Oh my gosh, what happens if this and that happens?" And forget it. Listen, viruses have this life. Sometimes they're strong, really bad viruses like COVID-19, or the Chinese flu, or whatever, or SARS. When that came out, those were really strong flus. They were very strong viruses. But we didn't shut down before. We should not have shut down this time. If the CDC should have been active and said, okay, this is what you need to do to fight it in your offices and businesses. This is what you need to do. That's what we should have been doing. But instead, we shut everything down. And the whole economy goes to pot. I mean, literally, we lost a lot of businesses because of this. And I want you to know, if you owned a business and if you were shut down with this, I just saw yesterday. By the way, I'm with you 100%. And all businesses should fight for their right to continue to operate, okay? There was one lady in Texas who went against the ordinance and had her hair salon opened, and she went 7 days. It was open for 7 days, and she was put in jail yesterday. And she told the judge, I'm not going to apologize for this. I needed to feed my kids. I did not qualify for certain things, so I had to keep working. And so the judge, with his old power play, decided to say, fine, you're going to jail. So she's in jail for 7 days. Not that long, but she also owes, I think, $7,000 also at the same time. But that should never have happened. Never have happened. And we have these people who panic and make these rash decisions based on bad data. And so we get people into trouble. But listen, I'm telling you right now, if you're going to wait on government in your state to reopen, and they're telling you to hunker down, and your business is about to fail, and you're about ready to lose the place that you're living in because you can no longer afford it, and you have no food to feed yourself or to feed your family, listen, I would do the same thing. I would rise up and I would fight it, and I would reopen my business and try to bring in as much cash as I possibly could. But I would also at the same time follow the CDC rules of how you should manage your business. You need to show the people that you're focused on the cleanliness of your business and the disinfection of your business and getting your businesses back up and running. And that's why right now you need to be developing your own business plan or your healthcare plan for your office cleanliness and disinfection of the offices. Then keep training your employees and reminding them every day and giving out awards maybe of the most clever mask. Because I don't know what it is, but encourage people to get involved. Get your employees involved. come up with some really good ideas that you can motivate them to follow these rules, because people can lax off, people can doze off, and pretty soon we're right back in the same place. So you and I, we own businesses, we have to be responsible, we have to be proactive, and so we need to develop these plans, okay? Listen, if you need help, if you have any questions, you can send me a text at 818-252-5682. Again, that's 818-252-5682. Just send me a text. I'll try and answer it. If you did not find the link to the CDC reopening a business plan, let me know, and I will send it over to you. I'll send it in the email so that you can download it. It's in PDF format. So it's a really good program for you to follow and for you to add on to it. And you may even come up with some other things. Now, I want to tell you also, don't become so legalistic, okay? So that individuals feel that they're going to be punished for missing something. That's not what this is about. People should still feel that they're free to come to work and create and do business and to talk to people and communicate with people. That's not what these rules are to stop. The rules are to remind everybody that we have a responsibility as an employee and as an employer and as a customer and as a vendor to follow these protocol. Even send out an email to all of your vendors of this is your new rules and how you're going to operate in the office. We would ask that you respect it, okay? But don't yell at people because they may have missed something. We all are going to do that because we're human beings and we get involved in our own little lives, in our own little desks that we're at in our office, and sometimes we forget. This is not a plan that you're putting into place to scold and punish people. It's a plan to keep them healthy and have a safe working environment. That's what it's about. Don't be like the judge and throw people in jail. The same day that he threw people in jail, the governor of Texas came out saying, okay, hairdressers can now be open. One day late. Don't be a nincompoop, okay? Don't be a nincompoop and start acting as if you have all this power because now you've developed this plan. No, this is a plan for your employees to keep them healthy. Okay, so don't use it against them. That's what so many of you people do out there. You develop this plan and then you think that you're the police officer of that plan. Stop it. This plan is to work with your employees and keep them safe and healthy and for them to be involved in this whole new life that we live under this virus land of ours. Again, if you have any questions, if you need the link, just send me a text at 818-252-5682, and I'll be more than happy to send it off to you. Listen, this is Mike Lodge. Hey, I also want you to go to Amazon.com, look up my name, which is Michael Lodge, and look at the 3 books that I have for sale out there. They're really good books. They're short books. They're small books. They're easy read books, and that's what I write. I write easy reading books. One is about ethics. The other one is about a daily strategy of mediating through life. And another one's just laughing at the coronavirus thing. It's called Corona. And what I did is I took every joke and every statement that I saw of people writing on Facebook and Twitter and every place else, and I put it into a book form. It's very short. It's only 100 pages. Very, very small dollar amount. But it kind of laughs at how we were locked down. That's what it's about. It's how we were locked down and how it affected all of us and how we all said silly stuff just to make other people laugh. Listen, this is Mike Lodge for the WBT. If you have any questions, again, send it to 818. Send me a text to 818-252-5682. If you want to hear all of my podcasts, go to www.lodge-co.com. Look for the yellow icon. Click on it, and you'll see all of my podcasts on iHeartRadio. I broadcast on iHeartRadio every single day and about 19 other stations. So I'm all around this place. And tell other people to listen to me. I need more listeners, okay? I need to have more people to sit down with in the morning and have our coffee together in chica chica, or chat and gossip. This is the WBT, Wealth, Business, and Taxes. This is Mike Lodge saying, have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
This podcast has been produced by Michael Lodge, fully focused on content.